Welcome to the next edition of Romancing the Stove. We're making a quick and simple cream of potato and leek soup today. And we're trying to do everything as inexpensive and quick as possible because I know everybody out there has jobs, they've got kids. So the faster you can make something that tastes great, the better. So we're going to start out today. You can see I sliced some potatoes ahead of time. I've washed them and brought them over here, and I've sliced a few of them up ahead of time. So I've got 4 potatoes that I've sliced up here, and I use Yukon Gold potatoes just because they've got this yellow flesh to them and they've got a thin skin. So I am actually going to cook them right with the skin on, but the first thing I'm going to do, so rather than make a chicken stock, I'm using organic chicken broth. That's what I'm using for the base of my soup today. So I'm going to use two containers. I'm going to pour them right in. And this is going to be the base for my soup. There's 1. And there is 2. So I'm not making a lot tonight. I'm used to making this in about 10 gallons at a time. But today we're using, 2 of these that are 32 ounces each. So we're making 2 quarts of soup. Well, so anyhow, what we're going to do is I'm going to get my broth cooking here. I just want that to come to a boil. And then I'm going to put my potatoes right in there. And they're going to cook fairly quick. I just want them tender. And here's what I did with my potatoes. So I took a good knife, cut it in half, and as you can see, I haven't peeled them at all. So then I'm gonna slice them, and these are maybe 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch thick. Like I say, it's very simple, doesn't take much time at all, and they don't have to be perfect. So again, that's all we do with our potatoes. Then we will throw those in there to cook just like that. Okay, that's our potatoes. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to get our leeks. We have our potatoes, our leeks. I've got some flour. I'm going to make a roux, and I'll show you how to do that. I've got some heavy cream, and I've got some white pepper and some salt for seasoning. So it's fairly simple, and it doesn't take a whole lot. I'm going to get rid of some of this green here. I'm not going to need all this. I'm going to cut the end of my leek off there. I'll do the same here. And I will cut these in half, like so. After that, I'm going to cut my leeks. And like I said, these are straight from the market today. They're nice fresh, they smell great. What I'm going to do is I'm going to saute these. So while we're waiting, I'm going to take a stick of butter. And I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to start melting that butter because I'm going to saute these leeks. Okay, that's about all I want to use of that. And I will take my other half. And I'm going to do the same thing. Now, I like a lot of leeks in my soup. So I've got two bunches of leeks here. So I am again, I'll put those off to the side there, and I will cut another one in half. Like I say, you don't have to do this perfectly. You know, you just want them, again, I'm doing these probably 1/4 to a 1/2 inch thick on my leeks, because I am going to, saute these. Make sure my butter isn't burning here. Okay. Come back to that. I'm going to go with that. And we got a little bit more here. There we go. Get rid of that. So we've got our leeks here. Let's check out our butter. Our butter's just about melted here. So I'm going to start sauteing our leeks. I've got my leeks on sauteing right now. They're only going to take a few minutes. I'm just going to saute them until they're transparent. And I've got my potatoes on. My potatoes are not yet to a boil. So I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take a break right now and let my potatoes cook. They'll probably take maybe 10 minutes to cook or so. And then we're going to come back and we're going to finish this up and show you a wonderful cream of potato and leek soup. Okay, welcome back. Okay, so now our potatoes are just about done. And I'm going to show you how to make a roux. Like I say, I've sauteed my leek. My leek just smells terrific right now. It's in the butter. I used 1 stick of butter. So typically on a roux, you would use equal parts butter and equal parts flour. But we're going to see, because I don't want it real thick, because this is going to be a soup. So I'm going to make my roux right here. I'm adding white flour, and you can see I'm whisking this in. I do not want to burn this. I do not want to burn my butter. I'll go ahead and put that in. I've got 1/2 cup of butter. Like I say, I'm mixing it in, and I'm going to let that's going to be our thickening agent for the soup. I'll let that flour cook in with the butter for a minute. Like I say, I've got that nice and mixed well. Okay, very good. I'll do that. One thing I did not get out was a ladle. There we go. Okay, so now I've got a ladle. And what I want to do, I've got this cooking. It's nice and hot. I'll let that flour cook just a little more, because it'll give a little bit different flavor when that flour is cooked. So it's looking pretty good. And we're going to go ahead right now, and we're going to add a little bit of our broth. Oh, and you know what? I've got to tell you, I cheated. While we were gone, I didn't think the chicken broth was strong enough, so I've added 2 tablespoons of chicken stock. Now this comes in many forms. You can get it in a bouillon. I like it like this. And I added 2 tablespoons of chicken stock just to get a little more chicken flavor to this soup. Okay, so now that I've confessed, I'm going to add a little bit of chicken stock, and I'm going to continue whipping. I want that stirred in well. And you can see it's going to start making a paste until I get enough in that it's actually going to be more liquid. Like I say, we'll add some more of that. I don't want this lumpy, that's why I'm doing it little bits at a time. So it's to the point right now where it can add it a little bit quicker. So I will take that, I'll take a towel, and I will add a little more broth to that. I'm going to stir it up. My potatoes are cooked. My leeks are cooked. I want to get that nice and smooth. Add a little more broth to that. There we go. And it looks like it's coming along pretty nicely right now. So now, I'll shut that off. And I am going to pour that roux right in with my potatoes and my chicken base, or my chicken broth rather, and get everything in there, all the good stuff. There we go. I will go ahead and stir that up some. Now, what we're doing next, because I do not want to curdle my cream, I will turn that on low, and I will go ahead, and this is a pint of cream, and I'm going to take, about a quarter of that, and I'm putting it in the pan. Now I don't want it to scorch on me, and I don't want it to curdle, so I'm going to take a little bit of the soup at a time, and I'm going to mix it in. This is tempering it. This is bringing the cream up to a temperature that the soup is going to be very slowly so that it doesn't curdle. If you curdle it, you're not going to like it. I don't even need that on anymore. Like I say, the broth right now will heat that up enough. It'll be all I need. Okay, can add a little bit quicker now. Like I say, all this is cream and the broth I've tempered, and I will check that out just to see if it's hot enough. Let me grab a spoon here. Very good, it's nice and hot. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to add this to my broth, my potatoes, and I'm going to mix that in slowly. And I've got this beautiful potato leek soup that I guess, while I was gone, I have to tell you, I thought the potatoes were going to get cooked quicker than they did. They took approximately 20 minutes to cook. So I've got the soup, I've got everything right here, and with the Yukon Gold potatoes, you're going to have skins that come off. Don't worry about it. They taste really good. And the only thing left for me to do right now, I tasted the soup. I want to re-season it. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. I don't need a whole lot because I added the chicken stock or the chicken bouillon that helped that out. I'm adding some white pepper to this. White pepper because it's not going to show up in my soup like black pepper would. So I add probably a 1/4 teaspoon of white pepper. I'm going to mix that all in. And I have soup. I have a beautiful soup here. And we're going to show you the finished product right now. And we have cream of potato leek soup here. Let me grab a spoon. And we're going to give this a taste. Oh, excellent, very good. And that's all there is to it. It's a very easy soup to make, very quick soup to make, and that's all there is. Thank you very much, and we will see you next time on Romancing the Stove. Again, I'm Dave Longtime, and we will see you later. Have a good evening.